Okay, so this gave us the f function, and it's asking us to find f when we put a negative on the inside. So I'm looking down here. You're looking at your chart that hopefully you copied on a separate piece of paper. If I have a negative on the inside, I'm reflecting over the y-axis. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a few points, and I'm going to count how far away they are from the y-axis, and I'm going to go the opposite direction. So this point is 4 from the y-axis, so I'm going to go 4 the other way. This is on the x-axis, so I don't need to flip anything. This is 5. So I'm going to go 4 the other way. So I should have 3 points that would look like this. This graph over here, I want you guys to think about how this negative on the outside affects it, and I want you to highlight the axis that we're going to flip over. So if a negative's on the inside, we reflect over the x-axis. Or if a negative's on the outside, we reflect over the x-axis. So I'm going to pick 3 points. I want you guys to try to flip these on your own. So you're going to see, I'll do the first one. This is 3 away, so I'm going to go 3 below the x-axis. So go ahead and do the other 2 on your own. Okay, it should look something like this. What I want you guys to now do is on your own try these bottom 2. That's where your negative sign is. It does not need to be perfect, but you're kind of just thinking about what would it look like if you reflect the original one. This is going to be over the y or over the x-axis, and I'll let you guys figure out that one. So you're just doing a sketch of what it would look like if you did these bottom 2. I'll go ahead and do that myself. Okay, it would look something like this. We're going to go ahead and go to the next slide. Remember, if you're having trouble on slide, the slide number's on the bottom. So, this graph kind of puts together a lot of the things that we've been doing. So if I look over here, I see that I have a negative sign, a 2, and a down 1. So we need to think about what a 2 on the outside means, what a negative on the outside means. So negative on the outside means I'm flipping across the x-axis. A 2 on the outside means that I am stretching it vertically, which makes it narrower. And a -1 on the outside means that I am moving it down. So let's take a second to actually write all that. So this is down 1. This is like I'm stretching it vertically, so this is narrow. And this is flip over x. Okay, so this for sure means I'm going to move it down 1. And I know it's going to be downward facing. If I really wanted to make sure that I'm getting the right points, I can just put in a few. So -1, 0, 1. That would get us a -3. So I have the point -1, -3. 0 would be -2 times 0 minus 1, which is what we already had. So our graph would look something like this. So it's looking a little bit narrower than our previous graph that's above in blue. Okay, we're going to go to the last few slides. Okay, I cleaned this work up over here for you guys a little bit if you guys needed to see that. So now we're writing equations. So it gave us this f equation. F of x equals negative 5x minus 2. Now it wants us to translate it vertically downward by 3 units to become the function h. So if I am moving it downward 3 units, you're going to look at your chart. You're going to see this when we subtract outside of the function. So if I want to move it down 3, I'm going to take what's already here, and it's going to be a down 3. So my h function looks like taking my negative 5x squared minus 2, moving it down another 3. And that's what my h function would look like. I want you guys to work on this one on your own. You're taking this function and you're moving it upward 10 units. So I want you to try that same idea. Go ahead and pause your screen and try. So we'd add 10 because we're going up on the outside, and this is what we'd end up with. Our last slide is from a graph writing an equation. So I started with my f, which is an absolute value, and I went to k. So I went up and over. I'm going to say I went up 4 and right 2. So I'm going to know that's outside the function, and this is inside. So remember my k function, I have an absolute value. I'm doing up 4 outside. So if I look over here, up 4 means to add 4. Inside means I need to go right, means I need to subtract 2. So I want you guys to try this one on your own. That's going to be the end of this lesson. Okay, so this is what we should end up getting. It told us that it was an x squared function. So I subtracted 2 inside of it to move it right 2, and I added 2 outside of it to move it up 2. Okay guys, good job today. Remember that the slide numbers, you can go back and rewatch this and write down slide numbers if you have questions for your teacher.